Well, friends, we think you've got it. We think that you now understand that you are source energy in physical bodies, yes? Do you get it that you've come here with purpose? Do you understand that that purpose is expansion? Joyous expansion? Do you understand that you never get it done and you cannot get it wrong? And the reason that you can't get it wrong is because it's never done. So even though it may sound or feel out of balance and maybe even wrong, that it really isn't wrong, because in the feeling of wrongness, you're giving birth to your opinion of what would be righter. And the source within you so trusts your opinion of what would be better for you, that the source within you embraces that idea completely and becomes a vibrational equivalent to it and holds steady there until you find your way there. We've talked about the fun of croaking. You're still not there, are you? We've talked about the deliciousness of releasing resistance through what you call the death experience. And we've talked about releasing resistance through meditation, quieting the mind. We've talked about releasing resistance through appreciation, but you have to be somewhere in the vicinity of appreciation to release resistance. But do you know, with every feeling of relief that you find as you make your way up the emotional scale, with every feeling of relief, there is the releasing of resistance. And so every effort that you make to release a little resistance is really worth the effort, because in time, because of the vastness of the variety of your life, the subjects that are alive and active in your now are enough for you to release all resistance that you've accumulated over a lifetime. Do you know that? You don't have to go back and make peace with some wrongdoing that happened 20 years ago or 30 years ago or yesterday. You don't have to go back and fix all of those things, because whatever is active in your vibration now is bringing you current, real life, active, poignant, meaningful now matches. You're attracting the vibrational evidence that shows you what you're doing. Do you know that what you're living and the way it is playing out is your vibrational indicator? Do you know what's going on in your body is just an indicator of your vibration? Do you know that what's happening in your life in terms of relationship is just a vibrational indicator? Do you know the money in your bank account is a vibrational indicator? Everything that is manifested, the car that you're driving, the house that you're living in, the clothes that you're wearing, the condition of your body, everything about your life is a vibrational indicator. And those indications of vibration are being shown to you all day, every day, in the form of the emotion that you feel. So if you leave here with one decision within you, and it goes like this: I now understand the importance of recognizing how I feel, and I do care about feeling as good as I can feel about that and that and that. So somebody you love tells you a lie, and it hits you hard. And you think, they shouldn't lie to me. They should trust me more. I wish they wouldn't lie. And then you try to wrestle them to the ground, and you try to figure out why they are lying, and you try to figure out where the lies started, and you try to understand the motive of the lying, and all you do is get yourself in a scramble, because you can't begin to understand it. You couldn't sort it out if you had 100 lifetimes to do it. But you can recognize that your attention to this subject is causing you discomfort right here and now, and you could choose a better feeling thought. So you find a thought that goes something like, I don't understand where they're coming from, and that gives you a little relief. And then you think of a thought such as, well, I have told a lie before, and that might make you feel better too. And then you think a thought such as, the only time I've ever lied was because I didn't think the person would like what I thought to be the truth. And I wanted them to feel as good as they could feel, so maybe there is some compassion in lying somewhere, and you feel a little better. And then you think, I don't know why I'm making such a big thing about this. And then you think, I can't even remember what the subject at hand was. And then you think, I think I've been making a big deal out of nothing. And then you think, this is a person who I really love. And then you think, It really doesn't matter what they're doing. It really only matters how I feel about them. And then you think, I should not ask them to behave in certain ways in order to love them, because I am one who offers unconditional love. And as you work your way through issue after issue, with person after person and subject after subject, before you know it, within 1 or 2 or 3 days, certainly 4 or 5, and absolutely within 30, you will have had enough real life experiences show you the vibrational evidence of what's going on with your vibration, that you can clean it all up. Within 30 days, you can have cleaned up enough of your vibration. And by clean it up, all we mean is find a better feeling thought, find a better feeling thought, find a better feeling thought, find a better feeling thought. That, do you know that you are 30 days or less from being a vibrational match to the source that is really you? To the reason that you were born, to the coming forth into this physical experience, to the living the joyous life experience that you've come to live, to the being a vibrational match to what's in your vibrational escrow, to the getting inside everything that you've ever asked for. Do you know how close you are in terms of time to having everything that life so far has caused you to ask for? It's such a short distance. It just requires some caring about how you feel, and a willingness to move yourself deliberately up the emotional scale and back into vibrational alignment with who you really are. As you do that every day, you'll see the world a little more through the eyes of Source. And as you begin to view your magnificent world through the eyes of Source, you will then revel in your beingness and in that of others. And you will feel pride and worth beyond physical description. And you will begin to express to others, I've come forth with great reason into this physical body, and that reason is for joyous expansion, and I wish that for all. There is great love here for you, and as always, we remain joyously and permanently incomplete. Good morning. Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You're knowing what you're wanting? Yes. Really? Well, we believe that you do, to some extent. In other words, knowing what you don't want helps you to know what you do want, doesn't it? Someone said to us one day, when we were trying to get them to focus upon positive things, and we sort of laid out a list of positive things that she might think about, and she said, oh, Abraham, I don't want those, I've already got those. And what she really meant was, the things that I want are the things that have not yet happened. And we want to help you to realize that if you're thinking about things that you want from the standpoint that they have not yet come to fruition, that they are still missing in your experience, then you're holding it in a sort of suspended position where the distance between where you are and where it is not closing. So what we're wanting you to realize is you have these patterns of thought, and law of attraction is helping you to sustain the pattern of thought that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And so early on in your experience, by your exposure to life, you began developing some patterns of thought. Sometimes they were carefully taught to you by others. Sometimes it came because of something that you observed and then talked about and then remembered and then attracted again and then talked about it and then remembered and then attracted again. In other words, life is very interesting here, isn't it? Because you can't talk about anything for very long before it begins to replicate itself in your life experience. And it's what makes you develop your patterns of what you call truths. You say, at first I wasn't sure, and then I pondered it for a while. And once I gave it my attention, I began seeing evidence of it everywhere. And now I believe it, and now that I believe it, it's manifesting in my experience. And we say, that's really wonderful, isn't it, if it's stuff you want? But if you are repeating patterns of thought about things you do not want, and in your environment, oh, you are very, very good at that. You have this sort of mass consciousness theory that goes like this. If we don't beat the drum of our history, we are sure to repeat it again. And we say, the contrary is true. The more you beat the drum of anything, the more you activate it in your vibration. The more it is activated in your vibration, then the more law of attraction is matching you up with things like it. And the more law of attraction is matching you up with things like it, the more you observe it. And the more you observe it, the more you talk about it. The more you talk about it and observe it, the more you beat the drum of it or offer the vibration of it. The more you offer the vibration of it, the more law of attraction matches you up with it. The more law of attraction matches you up with it, the more you're living it, the more you're talking about it, the more you're beating the drum of it, the more you're offering the vibration of it. The more you're offering the vibration of it, the more the law of attraction lines you up with it. The more law of attraction lines you up with it, the more you notice it. The more you notice it, the more you talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more you offer it vibrationally. The more you offer it vibrationally, the more law of attraction lines you up with it. The more law of attraction we could go on. Your life experience is showing you that you just cannot keep telling the same story without continuing to live the same circumstances. And so this gathering, we're calling it the art of allowing, but what it really means is the art of telling a different story, the art of telling the story the way life has helped you carve it out incrementally, but telling the story with your words, with your observations, with your expectations, with your vibration. Then when law of attraction is responding to your deliberate offering of thought, now you're getting what you want, not just what you're observing. Are there things in your life that are as you want them to be? Keep telling that story. Are there things in your life that are not as you want it to be? Don't tell that story. You cannot choose something that feels better until you are aware of what you are choosing. So, relief is the order of business. What do you want to talk about? Oh, you have come with some things.
Thank you very much. This veritable fortune that I've been amassing for so long.
Don't use sarcasm now.
Oh. I'd love a little bit more of your experience on how I can deliberately be leaning more towards allowing it.
Now, anyone who listens back, and especially those who are sitting here in the room, you might feel yourself wanting to say, especially by the end of the day, Abraham is really nitpicking here. But we want you to feel, if you can, the feeling place from which that question comes. In other words, this veritable fortune, and we sensed a sort of mocking tone. Where's my stuff? If law of attraction is as you say, and I've been amassing this fortune, then where is it and how can I get to it? And we want you to just feel for a moment what is the dominant vibration within that sentiment that you offered? Was he offering the vibration from the lack of the money or from the having of the money? And we know, you say, well, of course he is, because it isn't there yet, so how can he offer a vibration about a state of being that is not yet achieved? And we say, you just got to figure out how to do it, because until you do, you can't have the state of being that you want to achieve. You have to find the vibrational essence of it. And so the work is, you have to find a way of distracting yourself from the absence of the money while you activate within yourself a feeling of the money. So things like feeling appreciation for the prosperity that you are living, feeling appreciation for the possibility of more coming. In fact, we'd like to say that even when you get into an attitude of hope, you're much closer in vibration to allowing it than when you are in the vibration of doubt. So we teased you about a little bit of sarcasm about this veritable fortune, but we want you to realize that when you feel sarcastic, when you feel pessimistic, it's a far cry from feeling optimistic and hopeful. So the answer to your question, how do I let my fortune come to me and me come to my fortune? It's by pretending that it's already done, by taking pieces of the fortune and mentally expending it, by imagining how much fun it will be to have it, to enjoy the feeling of relief even before you have the actual reason to feel the relief, by caring so much about the way you feel that you guide your thoughts apart from the reality. We love your question. We love the question, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? And the answer is, look in the direction of where you want to be and speak in the direction of where you want to be, and never again look back over your shoulder about where you have come from. And if you can pull that one off as soon as tomorrow, you'll have evidence of your veritable fortune.
Astounding. Thank you.